Hi everyone, so it's part, what is this, 3 of 5 I think it's going to be, I don't know, about prom makeup. And we're going to be talking about eye makeup today. And I have my Invisalign in, so you're going to have to excuse that. I'm going to have a little bit of a lisp, but I have to wear it. I just wanted to talk about prom makeup and just doing your eyeshadow in general, because it's not as scary as it seems. I know a lot of girls really want to know how to do a smoky eye, but in reality it's not all that difficult, and you definitely can do it. I have faith in you. If I'm a boy, I can do it. You as a girl who the makeup industry is geared towards can definitely do it. And all you need is a little bit of know-how, the right tools, the right techniques, the right products, and you are good to go. The first thing that's the most important, and what I'm going to do actually, is I'm going to do a classic, it always looks good no matter what. It will go with any dress, anything like that. I'm going to do that on this eye, and then I'm going to do a crazy dramatic, not crazy dramatic, but a more kind of if you want a little bit more of an intense look. And so I'm going to do one eye with each style, so that way you can see, you know, how it'll look based on, you know, different things. So let me zoom in, actually scoot up. So we're zoomed in, and I'm going to just kind of talk you through some basic products and things like that. The first thing that I think you need that is so important is a good primer. Now, a lot of makeup companies have one, a lot of companies are coming out with one. My personal favorite is NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof. It is my fail-safe eye primer that lasts me through whatever it is, and it keeps my eyeshadow on and keeps it from creasing, because I have really oily eyelids. This tends to be the only thing that will keep my eyeshadow on, and it helps apply, or the eyeshadows apply a lot more evenly, a lot more vibrantly, and a lot smoother, so the texture is going to be a lot nicer. I also like the NYX HD one, which I don't know where mine is right now, but I know you can get it at Ulta or anywhere that sells NYX. I think H-E-B in Texas sells NYX, so H-E-B, you can get all your makeup done shopping there. If you live in Texas, definitely go there for makeup shopping. They have everything. So a primer is really going to help your makeup last all night, and you really want it to last all night. You want your eyeshadow to look as good as it did, you know, 3 hours ago when you put it on. So that's ideally the first thing that you want to worry about. And if you are wanting to invest in at least one thing of makeup, because you can use this more than just this night, you can use it afterwards, then definitely I think a primer is the #1 thing to invest in, just because you will get what you pay for, you know what I mean? We're going to brighten this up a little bit more here. So what I'm going to do is I just blotted my eyelids with tissue. You want to make sure any extra oil is removed, because you want a dry surface to work with. You don't want to try and put primer over something that's already oily. And so I'm just going to take the little applicator thing that it comes with, the little doe foot, and I'm going to apply a little bit. You don't want to apply too much, because it can definitely have an adverse effect. It will kind of make your eyeshadows slip around, and it's not going to keep them on that long, because it's just too much of a good thing, you know what I mean? Sorry, I kind of moved the desk. Anyway, so take fingers and just pat this in, make sure it's nice and spread out evenly, smoothly. If you want to rub a little bit of it underneath your eyes, not extra, but definitely apply some directly to your lower lash line as well. So you can see it kind of just smooth out the texture a little bit. It really kind of created this nice, smooth, even base. I can't talk with these things in. I'm taking them out. Much better. There we go. Alright, sorry. And then what you decide to do eyeshadow-wise is going to be up to you. Color-wise, like I said in the first video, don't color coordinate. Don't wear the same color eyeshadow that your dress is. You can use similar shades, you know, if you want to do a different shade of apricot, if you want to do kind of if your dress is dark orange, you can do a nice apricot kind of color on your eyes. That'll look fine. But if you do the exact same color, it's just going to look tacky. So my biggest advice is just either go with neutrals, because that will always look good, or do complementary colors that are color opposite, and kind of tone it down a little bit. Definitely you need to remember, you need to define everything, because when photographs are taken, especially with flash, especially if you're far away, you need the definition of your eyes to be able to pop out in photographs. And if you just do a very, very subtle liner, you know, it may not show up in far away pictures. It might show up up close, but maybe not in the grand scheme of things, if you will. What I'm going to do is, I think, depending on your skin tone, you just need to go with one that's a little bit darker than your skin tone, and just put that all over the lids. It's a fail-safe way to go. I think what I want to use is, I'm just going to use this. This is from the Kat Von D Ludwig palette, I believe it's called. And I'm going to use this color here, which is shimmery. It's called Baroque, I think. And I'm just going to use that with a big kind of fluffy eyeshadow brush. I definitely think you need a brush for this because the sponge tip applicators are kind of concentrated too much and it'll look too intense. But I'm going to get that on the eyeshadow or on the brush, and I'm going to try and take off a little bit of the extra just because you don't want any fallout underneath. If you're doing a really intense eye, do your eyeshadow first. That way you can clean up whatever mess you make underneath and then put your foundation on so you don't have to, ruin your foundation. So I'm going to get some of that on the brush, and then I'm going to remove some of the extra, and then I think I'll do my neutral eye. Or no, I'll do my neutral eye on here. And then you just literally, you take this and you sweep it all over your eyelid, bring it up to the crease, and then as you get towards the crease you can feather things out. And you can use any shade of brown or bronze or tan or beige or any kind of neutral kind of color you like. This one has a little bit more of a warm tone to it, which I really like. I like warm neutrals. I find it works better with my coloring. But whatever you want to use is going to be up to you, and depending on your dress as well. I think if you're wearing like a cool, like a green or a blue or something like that, a nice warm eye will really offset that, and especially if you have like green or blue eyes, a nice warm color can offset that as well. So I'm going to get the same eyeshadow on the brush, take off even more of the extra, and then I'm going to run this underneath my eyes. Very softly, very gently. We just want it to be kind of create a little bit of a halo of a color. We don't want it to be strong and super defined. You just have to be careful with these kind of warm tone eyeshadows because if it's too pink or too red, it can make you look like it's just discoloration and you're kind of sick. So definitely just keep that in mind. I use this very softly, and then I think what I'm even going to do is go over with another blending brush and just kind of even soften that even more. There we go. It's just very subtle definition. Then you can take the exact same brush if you want, or you can use a different brush, and then you can use a little bit of a lighter color in the center of the lid. I'm going to go with a little bit of a lighter gold that doesn't have as much kind of orange or red in it. I'm going to use this nice gold from this NARS Duo, but obviously anything you want to use is up to you. But just a color that's a little bit lighter than what you put on and maybe has a little bit of a different undertone. This is what I'm going to put in the very center of the eye on the ball right here. This is where your pupil is when your eye is closed. It's the ball of your eye. And you can just kind of pat that over. So when you blink, it's essentially like we did contouring, highlighting for your face. This is what it's doing for your eyes. When you blink, it's going to accentuate the fact that the highest point of your eye has a lighter color, and it's going to kind of create a little bit more shape to your eyes. And then what you can do, let's take the exact same buffing brush or the same brush you just used and kind of buff that out so it's nice and soft. And then do another layer of it if you'd like. I think the best way to work in eyeshadows is just to layer it because it's just going to be like layers of frosting. It gets better and better, you know what I mean? So I'm going to use that original color. I'm going to kind of sweep that over. It's okay if you go over the the most recent color that you put on, that lighter color, because we're just going to layer that as well. And then taking that light eyeshadow again and putting that in the middle. You can also, if you'd like, use the same eyeshadow on the inner corner here to help kind of brighten your eyes up even more. And there we are. Then what you can go in and do is do a little bit of definition with some eyeliner. I prefer gel eyeliners to liquid because I think liquid can look really harsh. Pencil is alright, but I feel like with gel eyeliners you can have a lot more control. The one that I'm going to use today is a Wet n Wild eyeliner. It's from their Fergie collection, and it is, I think it's called like chocolate something or other, but it's just a brown gel eyeliner that comes in a little pot like this, and it came with a brush, and I'm going to use that same brush. And what you're going to want to do is just kind of swirl the eyeliner around so it's on the tip of the brush. And then if you can, kind of mold it on the back of your hand, kind of press off the sides so that way it creates a little bit more of a fine tip. And then you also have a little bit more to work with. And then what I'm going to do is, I don't want it too much. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run this along the lash line to create some definition. Just make sure you don't go too heavy. Like I think this is a little bit heavy, especially for my eye shape, but just work according to your eye shape. If you have really small eyes, then you really only want a minute amount of eyeliner, just because it will look really heavy. And so as this dries, I'm going to work on getting a eyeshadow color the same color. And I'm going to smudge using the same brush actually, just to make sure you clean off all the eyeliner. And I'm just going to smudge this using that eyeshadow. And what this is going to do, it's going to really soften the line that you just did, because harsh eyeliner it's a little bit too much, I think. It's going to soften it, but it's also going to help set the eyeliner, because any kind of creams or anything like that you work with, I like to put a powder on top, just because it really helps to lock everything in. It's the same reason you set your face with powder, to help it really stick. And not everything needs a wing. If you want to just kind of do a little flick, a very soft flick, and that's absolutely fine. Then what you can even do after that, go in with the same brush, or the initial brush that you used, a nice fluffy one, and soften it down even more. I'm going to take that same brush and that same eyeshadow, and instead of using an eyeliner on the lower lash line, I'm just going to use an eyeshadow, just because it's a lot softer, and I think it's a little bit easier to control, because you don't want to go too heavy on the lower lash line eyeliner ever, because that can look a little bit much. If you're someone who uses black eyeliner on a regular basis and you feel like black would just be better for your situation, then absolutely use black, but give brown a try. It's a lot softer. It's going to kind of create a little bit more of an ethereal look. It's not going to look as intense, and it will still get the job done. It just won't be, it'll be black's, you know, kind of like less obnoxious, harsh cousin, you know what I mean? It still will do the same job, but it just will do it a little bit more nicely. Okay, so then we have our shadows on and stuff, right? Then one of my favorite things to do, instead of putting a dark eyeliner on your waterline here, I like to go in with a nude eyeliner, because it really will open the eyes up. It will look fantastic in photographs, and it kind of helps to create a little bit more definition, because as you know, I said with the face, you want to contour and highlight to get the best out of both. You want to contour and highlight your eyes as well. And this is the highlight to the contour that you've done along the lash line. It just will make you look so much more awake, so much brighter. And this eyeliner is awesome. It's made by Rimmel. It's called the Scandalize Waterproof Kohl, and it's in the shade 005 Nude. I think this is like $3, I think is what I paid for it at Target, and it lasts a long time. This will make you look so awake, so alert. I mean, do you see that? It just really like lifts my face. It lifts the eye, and it kind of helps to brighten up the eyes. Now, if you're someone who has really, really huge eyes and you're insecure about it, then definitely go with a darker color along the lash line, because it's gonna stop the brightness of the whites of your eyes from going any further, whereas this kind of extends it a little bit more. But I think most people can benefit from a nude eyeliner on the lash line. I'm going to highlight the brow bone just a little bit. I'm going to use a matte eyeshadow. I do not want to use shimmer at all on the brow bone. And then just blend this into the colors that we're doing. And this will just kind of help to create shape with the brows. I've already done my brows for the day, but really I think brows can be super important. Just use an eyeshadow that has a lot of gray to it. Do not use anything that has any warm tones to it. Like this would be appropriate. It's got a lot of gray in it. But this kind of color here, no matter what color your hair is, this warm brown here is not appropriate. Do you see the difference? Which one is a lot more gray? It's also a little bit lighter, but it doesn't have any really red tones in it. But just take a little bit of the eyeshadow on an angled brush and just draw the little hairs. It's almost like you're tracing the hairs. Just draw a little bit on, turn the brush sideways, run it through, and that will kind of help to create a nice gradient brow. Don't put concealer around the edges. Don't use like a white eyeliner around it. Just don't do it. It looks like a drag queen. That's what drag queens do. They literally highlight their brow bone with white foundation. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Okay, mascara, waterproof is without a doubt the only option in question, but it's not water-based, so it's going to last a lot longer if you cry, because this is like the last night with your sweetheart or whatever, the last night you're going to be with the people you go to school with, which it usually is. You don't want that to be like bleeding mascara looking, right? Curl your eyelashes using any eyelash curler you like. I'm using the NARS one. It's my favorite ever. It works better than any other eyelash curler I've ever used. Which is usually the reason your eyelashes get flaky, is because the formula is too old. So definitely make sure you just buy a new mascara. Make sure it's one you already know that you like, because you don't want to be like having issues with it the night of. And your eyelashes should make a fan shape. They should go like that, not like that, not like that, not like that. They should be a nice fan. So they're going out on the sides, up in the middle. If you choose to wear lower lash mascara, some people just don't like it. Or like me, I have really long lower lashes, so I'm just going to kind of almost pat it at the root to only deposit the mascara at the root of my lashes. Fake eyelashes, I will link you guys to a video that explains on how to put it on, just because I feel like there's so many other videos that just are a lot better at explaining putting on fake lashes than I am. But it's not that difficult. I'd say the best thing to buy are these babies right here. Individual lashes. They will look so natural, but they will make your eyelashes look like glamorous, awesome, perfect, but they don't have a band, so it's not going to look, when you blink, it's not going to look like you have fake lashes on. It's essentially additions. It's like a weave for your eyes. It's just adding on to what you've already got, essentially. So I like the not free kind. These are the Ardell ones. So there we go. We have the nice neutral eye done, right? This is like classic. I mean, it's not going to look dated. You just got a little bit of definition, some shape, a little bit of warmth, a little bit of color to kind of bring life to the eyes, and nothing too extreme or dramatic. So for the dramatic look, this eye is already primed, and what I'm going to do is start off with the same idea using that big fluffy brush, but I'm going to use a matte gray eyeshadow. You could use a nice matte dark brown or whatever you want, and the same idea. This is just going to kind of go on the lid, blending out towards the crease, and this kind of creates that nice base, and it will kind of create a little bit of dimension from the get-go. And then I'm going to actually, since I want to be really careful, I'm going to take a smaller brush to do the lower lash line with, but I'm going to use the same color and just run this very softly, as close to the lash line as you can. Right, so I mean, this already just, I think, kind of looks kind of nice. You could throw on some mascara and absolutely that could work excellent for you. The eyeliner that I recommend you use is the Milani Liquid-Like eyeliner pencil. It's all day wear, smudge proof. I have another one of these, but it has seen better days. I've used quite a bit of it. Because it is the blackest eyeliner I've ever used, I want to smudge this only along the lashes. I don't want to go any farther out at all. Just pull my eye taut. It's okay if it's not perfect, because we're about to mess it up anyway, essentially. So very quickly, you're going to want to go in with your next eyeshadow. I'm going to use Night Porter by NARS, which I haven't gotten to use yet, but I wanted to. But it's this gorgeous, deep, rich forest green with shimmer. You can use any kind of dark color you'd like, absolutely. It's going to be up to you. It's your choice, it's your makeup. But I personally just really like greens. You could go with a dark purple, that would look kind of nice. And then what I'm going to do is run this, and I'm going to use that to smudge this out. So there we have that, and then what I'm going to do is just run the same eyeshadow along the lower lash line without using any black eyeliner first, because we don't want it to look too heavy. Smudge that out a little bit. Going with that gray again. Just to really kind of soften your edge. And then going back in, same brush, that gray eyeshadow, and running that along the top to make sure everything is blended together. And then I'm going to go in with another layer of that dark green eyeshadow. And in fact, what I think I'm going to do as well is take a really thin angle brush. This is just obviously my choice. You don't have to do this at all. And I'm going to take a matte black eyeshadow. And I'm just going to run that even closer to the lash line, just because I don't want to get rid of the intenseness, or the intensity, excuse me, that the black can have. Alright, so there we are, we have that. Now I'm going to take a fluffy brush, same eyebrow highlight that I used on the other one. And then I'm going to highlight that in the inner corner. I want to keep it matte on the inner corners. You could use a little bit of shimmer if you wanted to, but this, I just think like shimmer is a texture, but it also can play with the intensity of your eyeshadow. If you're using a lot of dark colors, I think it's best to kind of keep at least as much as you can matte, just because it can add to the, if it's really shimmery, it can add to the overall effect and make it look a little bit too much sometimes. And then this definitely needs the nude eyeliner on the waterline. I like nude eyeliner so much more than white eyeliner. It's not as harsh, but it'll give you that same bright effect. And then mascara, and you're done. So same thing with brows, keep them simple, keep them light, keep them modern, don't use anything with a red color in it at all. I will find you down and punch you. Not really, but you know. And just keep everything nice and clean and tailored. So that completes the video. I really hope you guys found it helpful. If you need to bring your nude eyeliner or whatever eyeliner with you, or your mascara to touch up throughout the night, by all means do it. And I really hope you guys found it helpful. Until my next video, which will be the lips, I will see you all soon. Bye guys.